This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling Podcast. Hey.
Hey.
What is it now? What like
New York. It's New York now.
I'm fucking walking here.
Come on, I'm walking here.
Come on. Okay, let's see. Where's a calendar? I don't know how calendars work. I'm trying to think because we're recording this a little early. So this is going to come out. Okay. So guys, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out, you have to vote.
Oh my God, today?
Yes. If you're, so we're recording this a week and a half before, and I've just filled out my ballot. I'm going to drop it off in a ballot box after this.
Hell yeah, dude.
But if you're listening today, go vote. Even if you don't feel super informed about everything, look up a voter guide for however you like. If you progressive or wherever you are, look it up.
Yep.
I bet if you Google it, you'll find some good ones.
Yes.
And just fucking go for it. And I do recommend looking at your ballot before and like knowing your game plan. That way you don't get overwhelmed in there.
Yes. Yes,
especially if you might be a first-time voter.
Ooh, that's so exciting. This is a big one.
Yeah, I'd say.
And we need you.
You definitely want to be a part of this. So
yes, this is huge.
This is, I would say, definitely even bigger than 16.
Way bigger.
So rock the vote, guys. Go out there.
Go rock the vote. I was so stoked my first time I got to vote.
I woke up early. My dad and I had breakfast to go cancel each other's votes out because I was voting for John Kerry and he was voting for George Bush. So he won.
That was my first one too, and I was like, "Fuck yes, let's go! Here we go." Okay.
yeah. I was very excited to vote. And yeah, so if you can vote, if you're registered to vote, go do it today.
Today.
And if you're in line before polls close, they have to let you vote. Don't let them turn you away, especially if you're in one of those fucked up. They always do that shit in Georgia. They're always screwing with people.
They're always trying to make it not easy in Georgia.
You if you have a problem and you're in the line too long, you comment on our Instagram. We'll fucking send you some pizza.
Fuck yeah,
we will. I will.
I do too. I'll send you some pizza.
We'll send you some pizza for sure. So get out there and please, please, please vote. Nothing is spookier than leaving democracy up to other people.
I know, it's very scary. It's very scary.
And then if you're listening to this after the 5th, hopefully things are going all right. Hopefully.
Oh my God, everything crossed. I had a bad day this week of just like anxiety, just kind of like, oh my God. And I was talking to two friends who I was hanging out with last night, and they had on the exact same day. They're like, we had a really bad day too. And I was like,
I am not feeling anxious about it, but next weekend we'll see if I've signed up to go canvas out of state. So
cool.
So we'll see by the time you guys are listening to this, I'll either will have done it and I will feel good about myself for doing it, or I won't have done it and I will feel good about myself for not doing it.
Yes, perfect.
Either or. Anyway,
either or.
Those are the top of mind most important things. I have had nothing spooky happen that I know of.
Right.
Have you?
Well, Marcy, look behind you. Just kidding. Too scary. No, nothing too spooky. Just been doing some Halloween stuff and just cruising along.
Baby, let's ride.
Baby. You know what's been scary? I've been just so hungry today. Have you ever had one of those days where it's just like, good Lord, I am hungry all day long?
Yeah, I have those days, and it usually has something to do with my cycle.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Like you're in it, or when you're about to be in it? Or
it just depends. Like that's
okay.
Honestly,
yeah.
It's why I track so I can understand it a little bit.
Yeah, smart.
Smart. But I think it's usually before, like in the early, like either a day or two before, or like or like the first day of.
Just hungry.
Like right now, I'm like, none of your business, guys. None of your business.
You know what? None of your dang business.
Hey,
everybody.
Guess what? My business, not yours. Should we jump into some listener stories?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna play one. We have some,
perfect.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna pull this up and play it right damn now.
Hello, Betsy and Marcy and Funny Feeling Pod. My name is Kay, and I've been a very long time listener, first time caller. I have been putting off sending in a voice memo for a long time because of the cringe of hearing one's voice, but I have decided to get over myself and do it because you've been calling out for voice memos, and I would like to selfishly continue to listen to your podcast. So here we go. I am going to share a little story that happened in the mid-2000s when I was a teenager. And just to set the scene, I grew up in a small town in southern Ontario. And this is the sort of town that shuts down at like 7 p.m. There is literally nothing to do for the youth. So the youth find their own fun, which usually consisted of driving around, drinking, doing other illicit things and substances, and yeah, generally just trying to get through the teenage experience and get out of the small town, which I did. So I digress. I was probably 16 or 17 when this event took place. I was driving around with a couple of friends, and we had decided to park in the lot for a suspension bridge that runs over this gorge that then leads into a provincial park. So pretty quiet, remote area. There were no other cars or people around, so it was just me and two friends in our car. It was getting dark, so we really couldn't see much aside from a bit of light coming over the park. And we were just hanging out, may have partaken in a couple of jazz cigarettes. And I was sitting in the back seat, and as they were talking, I had noticed some lights flashing over the park, which seemed a bit strange. I know it wasn't fireworks. It wasn't a street lamp. It happened very quickly, where I saw a couple of colored lights flash in the sky, do a little swirl, and then disappear. So that wasn't the strangest thing, but it did make me say, like, whoa, did you guys see that? And they had not seen it. So I explained, yeah, I saw some lights flashing over the park. So we started looking a little more closely. We didn't see any lights, but what we did see was a man, not sure how long he had been there. Maybe we didn't look super closely, but we were pretty confident that we had been alone. But now we see this man about 20 feet in front of the car on the opposite side of the fence. So the fence that blocks you from walking off of this gorge, which was quite tall, was not easily accessed to the other side. So this man was on the wrong side of this fence. So that was the first little red flag. So we were like, yo, that's weird. What's he doing there? So the guy who was driving decided to flick on the headlights just to see like what's up with this dude. And I shit you not, the moment he turned on the headlights, this man, or what we thought was a man, walked through the fence. So he wasn't on one side of the fence and then appeared on the other side a moment later. He walked through the fence. I don't know how else to describe it. He came through the fence toward us. And the second red flag, I guess third red flag, second being that he walked through a fucking fence. Third red flag was that he had no facial features. So there was a head, there was a flesh-colored canvas for where a face should have been, but he had no face. It was just a skin-colored patch. So understandably, we did not stick around after that. We all freaked out pretty quick and peeled out of there. And we pulled over somewhere and both, like, all three of us agreed, like, we saw the same thing. Yeah. That was super fucking scary. Yeah. Maybe we don't talk about this. Yeah. So we really didn't say much more about it. I think we were all just so freaked out, maybe pushed it to the back of our little minds. And I maybe told a couple of close friends over the years, but I didn't give it much thought after the week had passed. So flash forward about 10 years, I was at a party in my hometown, and the guy who had been driving the car ran into me. And the first thing he said was, "Holy shit, do you remember that time we saw the shapeshifter at the suspension bridge?" And all of a sudden, yes, I did remember. And we kind of ran over the details of what we did remember, and we both agreed, like, yep, that was a very real and scary and unexplainable experience. So since then, I've been thinking about it a little more. Haven't really done much research or thinking on what it could have been aside from a fucking alien or shapeshifter. I don't know. Maybe the two of you have some more insight. I'm running over time, so I'm going to cut it off there. But thank you so much for bringing spooky into my life. You have gotten me through some really hard times, including the pandemic, a period of really bad burnout after the pandemic, and a lot of hours cleaning and on transit. And I love you girls so much, and thank you for what you do. And maybe I will write in another time soon. Okay, please shit your pants. Bye.
Wow.
We'll
God,
shit our
dude.
pants.
Our pants will be filled. Imagine being stoned and seeing this happen.
Oh.
I mean, imagine being sober and seeing it happen, let alone stoned.
Oh, man. It's the way it's described with like a flesh
canvas or whatever.
Oh, no.
Gross. Because at first I was like, oh, is it like, I was thinking kind of like, you remember in Back to the Future 3 when the bridge isn't there in the 1800s, but then it is when they arrive or whatever. Like I thought like, oh, maybe that dude was kind of doing something like that, or a different like
right
time
like
plane dimension thing.
That he's walking through a fence that isn't there in his reality.
That wasn't there in his reality. But when there's no face, I don't know what that is.
Maybe like, okay, so maybe you with the bright light, the flashing light, and then this guy, maybe that's when you're in the middle of time travel. Like you're not all there. Like you
haven't all like mushed together.
Yeah. Or like that you're just moving through and you haven't landed where you're supposed to be yet.
Supposed to.
Because what if, okay. So like in time travel, like what if you're in the spot and time is moving, but you're not moving? So like you're just catching up to where you're at, or like people there are seeing the thing.
Yes.
I'm not finishing thoughts, but you get what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. Have you seen I think it's from the 60s, the time machine, the time machine?
No.
It's a fun one, and there's a part where he's like sitting in his like goofy time machine, just watching the world like build around him and collapse and build, and like he's just sitting in the same spot.
That's cool.
Watching it. Dude, what if this was time travel?
That's really cool. And he's like,
That's
oops,
wild.
Don't want to be here.
Yeah, whoops-a-daisy.
Did she say what he was dressed in? No, right? We just kind of described his face, huh?
Right. Just a dude, but then being like, I don't know if that's a dude.
I would freak if I saw a person without a face. I would freak out.
Marcy.
I would freak out.
I would too. I would like...
And maybe that's narrow-minded of me.
I feel I would pick something up and try to hit them.
Whoa! What if you just found out they were a burn victim?
Well, I would get closer and see.
You already picked up the rock, so you throw it at a safe distance.
That's right.
What the heck? What if their face just kind of melted
I
off?
wouldn't like hit them hard.
Oh my
I'm not a Major League Baseball pitcher, Marcy. I would just give it a little toss to be like, is this a thing?
Oh my God.
You know?
Throwing a rock?
Marcy, that's not crazy.
It's not crazy, but it is. But it could be ill-advised.
Yeah, I don't recommend everybody doing it all the time.
Look, I changed my... you see I'm recording in a different room, and now I have like a new desk, and the cats are like laying on it, and all they do is get into fights. They lay for a second, they're cute for like a few minutes, and then they get into an actual fight, and it's like 4 inches from where I am right now. So,
if it helps, I can't hear them, but I hope your mic's picking them up.
I'm just scared of what they're going to destroy, or if
you're
they're
going to not have a face.
Yeah, and then you're going to throw a rock at me.
And then I'll throw a rock at you and make sure you're a human. That's all it is. It's just to make sure you're a human. If I hear a ow, I'll be like, oh, okay.
Look, there's a lot of things that aren't humans that you're not throwing rocks at. You're not throwing rocks at dogs. You're not throwing rocks. Maybe you are. Are you throwing rocks at dogs?
Never. No, I would never.
Never.
I would never. Okay, I would throw like a lemon at someone.
Okay, if you have, throw a tomato.
I would happily throw a tomato at somebody. Unless that tomato is in season and delicious, then I gotta eat it.
You gotta eat that ripe tomato.
I gotta eat that ripe tomato.
Heirloom in the summer, please.
Ooh.
I used to be a tomato hater, and now I love them.
Me too. I hated tomatoes until you want to know when I started loving tomatoes?
Tell me.
Subway sandwiches.
The precious ingredients.
Accidentally put tomatoes on my sandwich one time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try. I was like 7 or something. I was like, I'm going to try this.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Why have I been hating these?
See, I didn't like them until like a few years ago.
Okay.
Same with olives. And now I'm obsessed with
olives. I love olives. I love tomatoes.
I don't like those black olives that come on pizza, though. I think that's disgusting.
Really?
Yeah.
I like those.
I like them salty.
I do love a salty. When do you remember when it was like what tomato got you to be like, wait, this is awesome?
I feel like I started like, because I'll pick it off of a sandwich and then like I was like, oh, it's not always so bad. Or maybe even like a grape tomato. I think honestly I started challenging myself to eat like a cherry tomato.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And then then yeah, before I know it, I'm ordering like a whole ass tomato sandwich.
I love tomato sandwiches.
A mater sandwich.
When we were in Bulgaria and it was tomato season, and we got tomato salads. There's one called shopska, which is very close to a Greek salad. So like tomato, cucumber, onion, feta. We got that with absolutely every meal. Every single meal we had some sort of tomato, and they were so delicious, Marcy.
We are proselytizing today, guys.
Oh, I'm so hungry. I need food. I need a tomato.
Every few years, try a food you think you don't like.
Yeah. I've been on a seafood journey.
The cats are fighting again.
I thought you were excited about my seafood journey.
I
you're just
am.
pumped about
I
your
actually
cats
am because
fighting.
I love seafood.
I'll go with you. Let's go get some food.
Okay,
seafood.
I got a place in mind right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Have you been to Loretto in Frogtown? It's a Mexican seafood place.
Oh, let's go.
It's great. It's really good.
Yeah. Okay. I have a story. Everybody's like, shut up. Shut up about tomatoes and seafood.
No.
Shut up. We want spooky stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I'm hearing them scream at us. I have a story pulled up.
Good, because I can't stand to hear us talk anymore.
I do just want to talk about food. Okay, this one is called... Are you okay?
Do you see the computer
no,
moving?
I don't see
you
or
You
hear
didn't see
them.
the computer moving, though?
I thought it was you doing it.
Oh, it's these fucking cats. They're out of their mind.
Cats.
All right, sorry.
Okay, this one's called Cursed First Apartment.
Cursed First Apartment.
Cursed First. Hi, Betsy and Marcy. Writing in with more stories after your SOS.
Thank you. Honestly, and thank you to our last listener who was like, I need to.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to us beg for these. We love them. Okay, this is a long one, so I'll just get right into it. That's what it said, not me.
Yeah, you would never.
I would never. My boyfriend and I were so excited to move into our first place together, a small complex built in the 70s with a man-made stream winding through. That's nice.
That's very cool.
Immediately, we noticed crazy shit was always happening, and we only lived there for 2 fucking years. Here goes. It's a long list. 1. The first day we moved in, my car was stolen.
Oh.
Apparently, you could just use any similar car key forcefully and it would open and start. It was found 6 months later and was used as a getaway car to rob people's houses. Consequently, it was returned to me with a bunch of people's stolen stuff in it.
Oh, no.
Creepy. And yes, all that stuff was apparently mine now. I gave an iPod to the impound guy, kept a badass silver monogram cigarette case, and donated the rest.
That's so funny.
This is so wild. I feel like it was kind of getting it. I feel like it was kind of worse getting it back. Bad energy. We called that car Ghost after that because it kept coming back to haunt us. That is nuts.
I wonder what kind of car, because there are certain ones I think like a Honda Civic is one of the most stolen cars.
I was just thinking like they get stolen all the time.
Yeah, and maybe like
they used to, at least. I don't know.
I feel like like a Nissan Sentra is also like a highly stolen car, possibly.
Oh, whoa.
I could be wrong, just because my friend who had a Nissan Sentra got it stolen.
I had a friend who had a Civic, and I had only known him for like a year so far, and it got stolen twice within that year. I was like, dude, this is crazy.
Did it
man.
make you blame him?
yeah. I was like, I think something's wrong with you, dude.
You're doing this.
That's wild to like give it back and be like, yep, this is all stolen stuff, but we don't know where it goes.
But it's a very common thing. We're sidetracking. It's a very common thing in Los Angeles to have a car stolen and then they find it like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, and a lot of times it is for like who. I want to say maybe it was Dave Tooney or somebody got their car stolen and it was straight up just for a joyride.
Yeah, teens do it. Like it's sort of like a dare.
Where it was just like they found it and there was like bags of chips and like beer cans and it was truly just like they took it for a joyride and then just left it somewhere.
They'll find it like in like impound lots and stuff because they'll get towed for not paying tickets or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
2. A few days later, we heard a lot of gunshots in the distance.
Oh, God.
Ducked for cover and called 911. The Christopher Dorner manhunt had just happened nearby, and cops were so excited to get their guns out, they were accidentally shooting people. Unfortunately, I'm not even joking.
Do you remember this?
No.
That's the guy who was shooting all the cops, and then he like fled to Big Bear. It was like, God,
When?
it was like maybe 10, 12 years ago.
I don't
and it
remember
happened
this
here.
at all.
It happened here.
Yeah, Christopher Dorner.
Yeah, and so it happened in I'm looking it up. It happened in 2013, and he was I think an LAPD, and it was in Orange County. Where did it start? He was shooting cops, specifically like LAPD and Orange County and San Bernardino and Riverside. And he killed 4 people, wounded 3 others, and then ran to, I believe it was Big Bear or something. And I feel like they burned the house he was in down.
Whoa.
Or maybe he did. I don't know. It was like really, it was really like, I think I remember it because I was on a tour and we were like getting the news.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, and I think it's because he had been fired from the police department.
My God.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Anyway.
Okay.
That's backstory for people who don't remember Christopher Dorner.
Yes,
yeah.
I did not, and that is wild. Yeah. Okay, so that had just happened kind of nearby, and cops were excited to get their guns out, and they were accidentally shooting people, apparently. Unfortunately, I'm not even joking.
Because it was one of theirs, so they were like, yeah, really.
Of course.
So anyway.
The dispatcher said they didn't have any calls coming in about it and hung up. They called back later and said maybe it was the police shooting range a few miles away. Thanks for mentioning that. Couldn't find it anywhere nearby on the map.
Weird.
Then there was the neighbor stuff. 3. My job had me up at 4 a.m., and every time I would slide open the closet doors to get dressed, I would hear intense banging on the floor upstairs. I worried I was angering the upstairs neighbors. Maybe they had a baby they were trying to keep asleep. Eventually, after months of this, I wrote them a letter asking if I was bothering them. They wrote a nice note back saying they didn't know what I was talking about and didn't bang on the floor. Then they just abruptly moved out.
Oh.
What? 4. The next upstairs neighbors became increasingly abusive. It was all typical apartment noise, loud music, etc. for a while. Until 3 a.m. one night, we heard the sound of one of the girls being thrown against the walls and screaming.
Oh my God.
We called the cops and they were kicked out. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
5. Knowing we were having neighbor trouble, the manager had a tenant switch apartments. She is super quiet, the manager said. Well, she got a boyfriend.
Oh, boy.
A drunken dirtbag who used her internet because his halfway house didn't have any. Eventually, after hearing his constant yelling/crashing and seeing her wear long-sleeve turtlenecks in 90-degree weather, we called the cops on him. When they showed up, she refused to press charges. Ugh, you could do better, girl.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. 6. Our carport neighbor decided to kick out her boyfriend. Well, he figured he'd start living in his car in the parking lot until she changed her mind. Spoiler alert, she did not. He started moving all his shit into her carport and slowly inching his shit over into our space. My boyfriend put a note just reading, seriously, taped to his stuff. Oh, yeah, and he also used the parking lot as his personal bathroom.
Ew!
This is wild.
So this is less paranormal and more just like a really bad complex.
Yes, this is wild.
Well, that's not true. There's the banging and stuff.
Something's up, but the energy.
The energy, absolutely. That it's got like it's drawing in some unsavory characters. And so far, my takeaway is no boyfriends.
No boyfriends. That's the ultimate lesson. 7. Every time I would come home, my boyfriend was extremely agitated because he was hearing the same noise at the same time every day. Since he worked from the apartment, he said he could almost set his watch by it. Apparently, it sounded like a suitcase was being thrown down the stairs over and over again for 20 minutes. I thought he was being too sensitive since I was never around to hear it, but he eventually narrowed the noise down to our next door neighbor. Then we came home one day to see some lettuce taped to the outside of her door. WTF. Lettuce? Well, I guess that was the last straw for my boyfriend. It was too fucking weird. He decided to write a note politely asking if she heard any strange noises. Of course, she just moved out. Since the property manager really took a liking to my boyfriend, she let us see the inside of the neighbor's place. I went over to scope it out and try to recreate the noise. The apartment was pristine except for the bathroom cabinets, which were completely trashed. When I slammed those cabinet doors, they made the same noise.
I wonder what she was doing every day.
Or lettuce taped to the door?
That's so weird.
This is too freaky.
Too weird.
This place is weird.
I'm glad they only lived there 2 years.
I know. Even that seems like you're putting up with a lot of shit for 2 years.
For real.
8. Finally, my boyfriend was taking a dump one morning.
Was he constipated?
Finally, it's happening.
Finally.
And the next thing I know, he burst out of the bathroom, pulling his pants pulling his pants up, screaming, "Bee!" Terrified, he said he's never wiped his ass faster.
Oh my God.
For the record, his number one fear is bees. I go in to check, and it's not just one. Now there are 20 bees with more crawling out the bathroom vent. Freaking out, we look up to see bees coming out of all of the light fixtures and every hole in the wall. They were in the fucking walls. Pretty quickly, our apartment is filled with hundreds of bees, which were drunkenly buzzing around or dying in piles.
Oh my God.
A bee wrangler was called in. Turns out someone chopped down a palm tree with a hive in it. He vacuumed up the live ones, left the dead ones, and made sure to hand us one of his CDs on the way out the door. His musical interpretation of Beowulf. Eventually, our vacuum became so encrusted with bees, and we had to dispose of the whole thing.
Oh,
wait, this is so nuts.
This
Beowulf.
is disgusting. Beowulf
I gotta take a drink. That got me.
I'm looking at the pictures of the bees. I'm gonna throw up.
I didn't know there was a picture.
There's pictures. I looked at them. They're gross.
Dear Lord. Okay.
Oh dear, bee Lord.
9. Oh, It was also infested with ants. But I feel like that's just LA, unfortunately. Yeah, I feel ants kind of come and go. Did any of this make us want to move? Nope. We were young and stupid, and my boyfriend was from New York, so this seemed to tame him. In the end, I wanted a bigger place, so I didn't have to share a bedroom with my boyfriend's loud, custom-built computer, which he always kept on 24/7. We found out the managers charged us $300 because the day we moved out, a bottle of household cleaner leaked and bleached a tiny spot on the carpet. Didn't charge us for the light fixtures full of dead bees. We left that for them to clean. Oh, and right after we moved out, the 99-cent store next door got robbed at gunpoint.
Where was this place?
I don't know.
Because I think it might just be a slumlord situation.
It might be. We ended up renting another apartment with the same company in another area. Why, you ask, did we want to stay with the same company? See above, we are idiots comment. Right when we moved into the new place and 2 days before our wedding, as my boyfriend's dad left our apartment, the huge tree in our front yard fell over and smashed through our next door neighbor's porch.
Oh no.
Half laughing and half crying, I jokingly said, "Oops, that's a really bad omen," which my future father-in-law took offense of to, thinking I was saying he was a bad omen. He has never forgiven me for that. After that, nothing ever happened at the new place. At least the curse didn't follow us. Or maybe it went to our neighbor? After writing all this out, now I'm starting to think maybe it was haunted by a poltergeist or something. Everything that happened seemed explainable, and I'm not sure any of it was really paranormal, but adding everything up afterwards made us think that place was at least cursed. The complex did back up on a long stretch of high voltage power lines, so the TVs worked weird and there was always buzzing noise outside.
Oh God.
Also, I'm totally embarrassed at how many times I called the cops, but I was only 19 and an idiot. What do you guys think? I mean, I guess we should have known from the start the W on the outside of the building was on backwards, and my boyfriend is a font nerd, so it always bothered the shit out of him. LOL. What do you think? Love, Alyssa. Ew, see attached photos of the bees and the letter taped to the cardboard.
It's disgusting.
Ew.
Wait.
Oh, this is fucked up.
I need to know what kind of font the W was, because a W backwards looked like a normal W, right? Unless it was cursive or something.
Unless it was cursive?
Yeah, unless it was...
What's a cursive
If it were cursive, it would lean a certain way. So if it
That's true. That is so funny, Marcy. Because maybe it wasn't an upside down M, and they're like, "Come on, you guys, you can buy a W."
So curious of where this apartment complex was. I worried that it was a slumlord situation more so than paranormal.
Yes, but bad vibes, man.
And also, God, the living under a power line. I hope that apartment costs $4 a month and no more.
I do too. Then I'll be like, yeah, young and dumb.
Because you don't have to live that way. Oh, it takes so long to realize you don't have to.
I know. It does take years and years to be like, wait a second.
Being 19. Also, I think if you believe someone is being harmed, absolutely call the cops for that.
There's no harm. There's no harm one bit.
No.
There's no harm one bit.
Yeah. I mean, good luck getting them to come, but
yeah, that's kind of the issue,
especially depending on what neighborhood it's in too. Like, I feel like, so, but this is definitely a awful situation, and it is cursed in some way, for
in
sure.
Some way, yeah, no matter what,
for sure.
Wow,
it's very funny that the boyfriend, being from New York, he was like, whatever.
Hey, this is nice, dude.
Oh my God. I had an apartment with so many mice, just like a crazy amount of mice.
Oh my God. New York is wild.
And one day the building caught on fire. I was like getting ready for work, and I was like, smells like smoke. And then I was right. The building was on fire, dude.
Yeah, and it was smoke, dude.
It was fucking smoke. All right. Here's one, and its title is New Story.
Yes.
And they have like a pre-email then an attachment. It's an interesting. So
okay.
Says, hey, Betsy and Marcy, thank you so much for creating this podcast. I love how lighthearted you are and also how hilarious. Please see my attached story, which is very scary time in my family's life.
Oh.
I'm happy to be sharing it, and I hope you enjoy it. Sincerely, Catherine. Okay.
Cool.
This is it's funny because now we have a hey Betsy and Marcy, I truly love the pod and hopefully this truly can be one of your top spookiest stories you've ever read.
Whoa.
Okay, this story's
Catherine.
The story's about my dad who years back actually legally died and came back to life. Oh,
what?
His experience during this time is truly remarkable and worth telling. So here we go, and I hope you enjoy the story.
Oh
okay.
my God.
It's the summer of 2015 and I'm 23 years old. I was living in Portland, Maine at the time when I received a phone call from my mom. She tells me that my father, who was a police lieutenant at the time, collapsed at work and they were at Maine Medical Center emergency room. I left work immediately to head to the hospital. When I got there, I was told that my father, who was suffering from pancreatitis, I was told my father was suffering from pancreatitis and needed immediate surgery. They brought him into a room before surgery and a priest came in to ask if he wanted to pray before he went into surgery. My father was afraid of death and didn't want anything to do with his possible end. He told the priest no and asked him to please leave his room.
Nice. I feel I'm like, get out of here.
No, don't you jinx me.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you take my soul.
No. He felt really bad after, but he didn't call him back. That priest is probably like, I've been treated worse. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't you worry.
I waited in the waiting room with my mother for a couple of hours when the surgeon finally came out and told us the surgery went well. He would need to stay in the hospital for a couple of days for observation, but that he would be fine. That night, my mom got a call that she needed to come to the hospital immediately as my father was in critical condition. He had coded in the hospital after drowning in his own blood. Apparently, during the surgery, an artery had been nicked and was bleeding into his body. Oh my God. The doctors thought they had lost him when suddenly his heart started beating again. The following is what my father experienced during that moment. Oh my God. I'm so scared already that I'm like, ugh. He woke up in his bed and said there were many dark shadow-like entities standing around him in a circle. Oh, am I going to cry already? Oh my God, this is freaking me out. He was really afraid and kept asking them who they were. He heard a voice and saw his younger brother who passed away when they were kids. His brother took his hand and they started walking down the hospital hallway. My dad asked where they were going, but his brother didn't answer. He said the shadow people continued to follow them and he could see many, many dead people walking around the hallway.
Oh, God.
He all of a sudden saw my mother and my older sister. They were both crying and telling him to come back, to not leave them yet. My dad turned to his brother who said to him, "It's not time. You need to go back." He looked at my mom and sister and told them he wouldn't leave them. That's when he woke up coughing on his own blood. He looked down and saw that his chest was covered in blood and the doctors and nurses standing around him. He said the looks on their faces were of utter shock. The next day, the doctor spoke to my mom and dad and told them that his survival was nothing short of a miracle, or nothing short of miraculous. He told them that my dad should have died. He did not understand how he survived. The priest came back to his room that day, and when he was entering the room, he looked at my father and paused. My dad asked him to come in, and the priest said to him, "I'm sorry, there was just a man standing behind you a moment ago, and now he's gone."
What?
My dad tried to shake this off as he remembered everything that happened over the night and all the dead people he saw. He prayed with the priest and talked a bit before the priest left him. That night, nurses gave him an Ambien to help him sleep. When he was getting ready to fall asleep, a man was standing in his room next to the window and woke him up. He kept telling my dad to just jump out the window as that's what he did.
This is fucking me up. I'm sorry. Keep going.
My dad told the man to go away and turn toward the door where he saw all of the dead people again walking in the hallway. My dad was up all night with these spirits. The next morning, he informed the nurse about what he saw, saying, "There's dead people all over the place here." The nurse told him that it was probably the Ambien, and she wouldn't give it to him again.
Yeah, dude.
My mom ended up staying with him in the hospital until he was discharged so he could sleep and have less anxiety. We found out later that the same day my father died for a bit, my older sister had a dream that dad had died. When she found out about what had happened, she was shocked. Also, we found out through some research that a man had jumped from the 6th floor of the hospital, which is the same floor my dad was on.
Good Lord.
The man was in the hospital after a motorcycle accident, and he had jumped from the window because he was dealing with brain damage that caused impaired judgment. The man's wife believed that he was confused and he was trying to leave the hospital to go home. So that's my crazy story. My dad is still dealing with paranormal stuff to this day. I hope you enjoyed the story.
God.
You guys are so great, and I love every single episode. Oh my God.
This is, I can't even. It's still dealing with paranormal, where it's like it unlocked something. Like,
yeah.
Whoa, my chest is tight.
No, don't have a heart attack.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. I have them all the time. It's
okay. I'll get through it.
It's not a big deal.
Whoa, this is.
Oh boy,
incredible. That's an incredible story.
It really, really is so scary. And the priest being like, "There's a man behind you." Oh God. Ugh. It is weird too that I guess once you step on the other side, then just being more aware of it.
Yeah, and probably the other side being like, "Hey, this dude could see us,"
or being like, "Why does he get to stay?"
Oh, right. Dude, and the Ambien probably put him in a state where it was your veil or whatever is open now. Oh my God, jump out the window, because that's what I did.
Rude.
This is really I'm gonna think about this one a lot. That's scary.
Too scary.
That's scary on every level of
yeah, what about it is so much scarier than a normal thing? Is it because it's is that what happens? Do you get also Catherine, why weren't you there?
Catherine,
why didn't you try to stop this?
Catherine, why did you bust some ghosts? Come on.
Catherine, go bust some ghosts.
Wow.
That's weird. Really, really, really scary to me.
The unlocking of this near death, or I guess even death experience, and then that it's now opened up a whole new paranormal world for this dude is so wild.
I don't like it.
Whoa.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I'm glad your dad's okay.
That was good. I'm so glad he's okay. That is so sad and scary.
It feels like pancreatitis is one of those things where you're like, this should be easy, guys. Don't it's a surgery, and every time you go under, obviously there's a risk. But it's guys, don't fuck this one up. Please. Don't nick an artery.
And they did.
And if you do nick it, figure it out quick.
Yeah. Notice it before you sew everything back up.
Don't tell people that they're fine. Ugh, freaky. Freak me out. Freak me out, why don't you?
Freaky. Freaked me out on so many levels. Wow. Paranormal, normal. Oh God, all the levels.
All the levels. All right. Ugh,
Wow.
We need to take a break and listen to a story.
We got to.
Now, this is going to be one of our longer ones, so enjoy it.
Hi, Marcy and Betsy. My name is Paige. I'm from Texas. And this story series of stories is from a few people in my life that have died that I was really close to. My mom, my papa, who is my grandpa, and my mama, who is my grandma. So 7 years ago, my mom died after a really bad week in the ICU. And unfortunately, I was the one who had to choose whether she stayed on life support or not. And she was in really, really bad shape. My grandpa helped me make that decision, and we decided to let her go and be at peace. I never wish that decision on anybody. It's horrible. But so she passed, and a few days later, I was in the car with my then boyfriend, and we were driving down the highway, and all of a sudden, I just feel this rush of energy come over me that was like comforting, and I kind of got still and was crying, and I could feel my mother's energy like surround me like a hug all around me, like letting me know that she's okay and that she's there for me. And it just felt so good. So that's something big that happened. Another thing that happened right after, and still does, is that I see certain birds more often than others. Her favorite bird, and one of my favorite birds, is the blue heron. It's a tall, beautiful blue and gray stork-like bird. And after she died, I started seeing them everywhere. I did a lot of commuting, and I would see them fly over the road or highway all the time. And when I was at a water spot, they would get so close to me, like within a few feet, and I would just watch them still. They were just so magnificent. So I just felt like she was trying to tell me that she's always there for me, and she's always going to be here for me. So that was really great. Another story that happened after my mom died is from my cousin Elaine. She gave me permission to tell this story. So 2 weeks after my mom died was Elaine's wedding, and I was her maid of honor. And it was really hard for all of us. But, it was a good wedding. But right after mom died, before the wedding, her mom, my aunt, went to her Reiki healer / medium. She was also a medium. And when my aunt went into her appointment, the medium handed her this beautiful piece of rose quartz and said, "This is a gift from your sister to Elaine for her wedding." And that was just a magnificent moment. Apparently the healer medium had just went to a crystal shop, and she was compelled to buy this piece of rose quartz and didn't know why, but knew she put it in her office. My aunt walked in. She, it just came to her that this piece of rose quartz was for Elaine. So it was just really spectacular. And so it just were, multiple experiences in my family. Then 2 years ago, my papa died. It was really hard on everybody. He was the patriarch of the family. He was 89 years old. Him and my grandmother, him and my mama, they were classic high school sweethearts. And he was in the Navy for a while, and they built a family together, just classic. But they were attached at the hip when they got older and just loved each other so much. So they basically did everything together, and they actually had the same birthday even, but just 2 years apart. So when Papa died, I had a similar experience a few days after he died. I was in the kitchen making dinner, and I was crying, grieving, and I had that rush of energy come over me again. where I was just paused and still, but crying. And if, I felt that energy surround me, like Papa was hugging me. And he said, I felt like he was telling me, I'm okay. I'm with your mom. I made it. Everything's okay. And I'm at peace. And so it was really wonderful. Again, comforting. And I was so grateful. And then 2 months ago, my mama died. And she was 89, and they died died 2 weeks within each other's age-wise. So, she died 2 years after him, and which is crazy. But she, her death was really an end of an era for our family, with Mom being gone as well. And it was just really, of course, was super, super hard. But I'll say almost right after she died, I started, I would get an energy and I would close my eyes and I could see, quote, see, not actually with my eyes, but in my mind, like my mom and Papa and Mama standing together with like a silhouette, but with a bright, loving light behind them. And that happened multiple times leading up to her funeral, where I would just see that in my head of just a beautiful, loving light with them three together. And it was comforting. It's still sad. It was sad. And so one of the things that happened after Mama's death, besides that, is I got a set of chimes that was my mom's, but was hung up in my grandparents' house. It was like made with shells and stuff. I'll attach a picture of before and after if you'd like, but I'm really crafty, and so I was just remaking it as like just to kind of honor them, and it just felt good, and it was helpful for my grieving. And I was sitting at the table working on it and crying, thinking about them, and all of a sudden, once again, that energy came over me of just connecting and like stillness, and it was stronger than I'd ever felt before. It was like all three of them were with me, and they were, I believe they were. And Mama told me she was with Papa and Mom, and everything was okay, and everybody was like, it felt their love for me, and they gave me another, spiritual hug, strongest I've ever felt, and it's wonderful. I'll say after Mama died, basically, I've never felt more connected to the other side or to my intuition and psychically or whatever. I trust myself more than I ever have, and I'm so grateful for these experiences. One more thing I wanted to say about that. After Mama died, we were going through, my grandparents' house, and wouldn't you know, we pull up to the house and a blue heron is just walking around the neighborhood. I mean, just strutting about, no fear, just one blue heron walking around the neighborhood, but where we can see him. And that happened almost every time we went over to the house, we would see this blue heron. And it was, I had never seen one around their house before. And it just felt, again, just like it's watching over us. They're watching over us. They're with us. And it was beautiful and magical. So there might be more experiences. I'll have to share them another time when I can remember. But thank you guys so much for letting me share my stories. And yeah, bye, y'all.
Oh my gosh, what a connected family too.
Yes, because even like the aunt going to a Reiki session and media, like that's like, oh, so yes, this whole family feels very like, yeah, connected in that way.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Oh, spiritual hug. That's nice.
It just makes me think that they have so much love in the family.
Yes.
That's really beautiful. I love that.
That's awesome. And very cool chime.
Yes.
Very rad chime and very rad pets.
Yes.
I want to pet all of these dogs and cats.
I know. I'm looking at these
I want
pictures.
to pet this cat. I want to pet these doggies.
Oh my gosh.
Hell, I'll even pet that damn bird. And I'm not a big bird head, but that bird seems nice.
These dogs have funny little eyes.
Oh, they're so cute. They are so cute.
Oh my gosh.
I like that one. I needed that one after that other one.
Yeah.
Like-
some lovely connective family
yes,
stuff.
yeah. That's so nice. And how wild to just immediately be like, oh, this is like my mom's energy, or like that's so incredible.
Yeah. And yeah, just to have that like the feeling wash over you of like
Yes.
something good. Oh.
Yes, it's so nice.
That's so nice.
It's really nice. Oh my God. Marcy, I have a pretty quick one.
Let's do that one.
Should I do it?
Yeah.
This one is titled Psychic Friend Saves My Cousin's Life.
Thank God.
Hi, Betsy and Marcy. Thanks for reading my story about the portal in my rental bedroom in Massachusetts. I asked my psychic friend the questions you had about portals and saging, but he has yet to get back to me. When he does, I promise to let you know. Or better yet, I am trying to get him to respond personally. Yeah.
Yes.
In the meantime, I promised you a story about his accuracy. I have 2 female cousins, and we are very close. In the last story I told you, we moved my uncle, who was like a father to me, into our rental next door. One of my cousins was living in New York, and happily, all our lives converged on the same weekend in 1998. We had a fantastic weekend, and since it was Labor Day, we were all heading off to our respective vacations. My New York cousin was flying standby with Swiss Air. She and her partner did this often and usually got on the flight. We were visiting my in-laws in Wisconsin when we got the news that Swiss Air Flight 111 out of New York crashed in the Atlantic.
Oh my God, I have such bad chills.
This was supposed to be my cousin's flight. Who do I call to find out if she got on that flight? Remember, no cell phones yet.
Yes.
I could not call my aunt who had just passed away in April,
Oh
and
my
I did not want to upset my uncle. Also, my other cousin was traveling, and I had no way to reach her. I finally decided to call my New York cousin's home phone. She picked up. The first words out of her mouth were, "We did not get on the flight." She said they decided not to go, and she would explain everything to me one day.
I have crazy chills.
That is crazy. So that one day finally happened. About 10 years ago, when she was visiting us in Massachusetts, she invited a former New York coworker, now living in Massachusetts, to see her. She explained to us that this was the man who saved her life. She said she felt uneasy the whole time they talked about getting on that flight, but could not figure out why. She was having lunch with him and telling him she just did not want to go. He kept looking over her shoulder while she was telling him this, and he finally told her that the reason she was feeling uneasy was because her deceased mother was standing next to her and trying to tell her not to get on that plane. He said he did not know why she was so adamant about it, but he said, do not get on that flight. My cousin had no idea he was psychic. He was private about it then, and she could not believe what she was hearing. She somehow convinced her very stubborn partner not to get on the flight, saying the timing was not right and they had too much work. This man saved my cousin's life. I just want to say I look forward to your podcast every week. You guys have so much fun together, and you can really tell you enjoy each other's company. Best, Barbara. We do, Barbara.
I'll tell you, it's all
This
Betsy. Everyone enjoys Betsy's company. So,
Marcy.
literally, I've never heard anyone be like, Betsy sucks.
Oh, my God. That's so nice. I hear everybody's like, Marcy sucks. dude."
Yeah. And I
No
tell
way.
them, tell everybody.
Tell everybody, huh? Tell everybody.
And you can
This
tell
is
everybody, like Elton
wild.
John said.
Yeah, like Elton John said. The bitch is back.
Yeah, the bitch is back, and you can tell everybody I'm a rockin' man.
Tiny dancer.
That gave
That
me
is
so
wild.
many chills. So many chills. Oh,
really incredible.
that is
Like, I'm so glad she listened.
yeah. Also, back in the day when you could just get on flights too. 9/11 really ruined a lot of things.
Yeah, 9/11. How dare you?
Made everything so
That
much
is
worse.
so scary.
So scary.
And I'm
And
so
incredible.
glad
Yeah.
she got off. Wow. Like,
Now we have to have
what
your
do you
psychic
do?
friend
Yes.
tell us about stuff.
Tell us stuff. Have your psychic friend come on and tell us stuff. Please. Please.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wild, dude.
Truly, truly, truly. Now I want to look up this Swiss airplane crash.
98 or something?
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, somewhere around there.
Swiss Air Flight 111, yes. The flight, let's see, what happened to it? Yeah, I guess it just crashed. I don't know. It's too many
That's
things
so
to read. Too
scary.
many words to read.
That's so scary. You looked it up.
I did. I looked it up and I was like,
I can't read all this stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. So while flying over Nova Scotia, the flight crew detected an odor in the cockpit and determined it to be smoke from the air conditioning system. 4 minutes later, the odor returned and smoke became visible, prompting the pilot to make a pan radio call to the ACC, because it was in Canada, so it's Air Control Center in charge of the traffic over Nova Scotia. It indicated the urgency due to smoke. The cockpit did not declare an emergency as denoted by Mayday call. The crew requested diversion to Boston before, let's see, and then let's see. Let's see. The crew informed Halifax that they had to. Okay, so like the fire spread to the cockpit, eventually shutting power off to the craft's autopilot. So they had to fly manually, followed by an emergency declaration. 10 seconds later, the crew declared an emergency again, saying, "And we're declaring emergency now. Swiss Air 111. That was the last transmission received from Flight 111." Oh my God, that is so scary and sad.
That is so scary.
Oh, boy. Ugh. But how incredible.
That is so scary.
That your aunt was able to, like, prevent your cousin from going through this friend.
Oh, my God. Isn't that just fascinating?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Spooky, dude.
That's actually, like, so spooky.
Yeah. We had some really good ones.
Yeah, this was a good one. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Really good spookies.
And thank you for heeding our call for more stories. Please send them
so much.
to us.
Keep them coming. They're good. They're so good.
They're so good. And I want more like cryptidy type stories too.
Ooh,
or time travel-y.
Cryptid.
I mean, I want them all, so send them.
I mean, yeah, anything and everything. Come on. You know what? Honestly, tell us about your bad apartments you've lived in.
Yeah. Tell us about your shitty apartments. And stay in line and vote.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop my ballot off right now.
Do it.
And I'm doing it like a week and a half early, guys. So
do it.
I
did it this. When did I do it? Last week. This week.
And it's not.
This week.
It's not losery to post that you voted. Sometimes it reminds other people to do it.
Yes.
So get out there. Go vote.
Hell yeah. Do it.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, yeah. And thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy. And don't shit your pants!
That was a HeadGum podcast.